Welcome back to Melody Guitar Book 3. This book focuses on learning how to read and play melodies in standard music notation. You can watch all these videos for free, but you're going to get a lot more out of them if you have your own copy of Melody Guitar Book 3 that you can read from and write in, so I'll leave a link in the description. We're on page 6. We have some more melodies with hammer-ons, including one melody that has hammer-ons that begin with the finger already down. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5 at the top of page 6 is in common time, same as 4/4 time, and it's marked moderato, so a nice moderate pace. The playthrough is at quarter equals 92, but you can use a metronome and play at whatever speed you like. We begin with a hammer-on from E to G. Make sure you play that nice and evenly. You don't want to play like this. You want to play as evenly as if you were picking every note. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. And also with those hammer-ons, especially on the small strings, you'll want to make sure you're hitting with your fingertips right dead center on the string and close to but not on the frets. At the beginning, those small strings, the first string and second string, don't always respond very well to hammer-ons. But as long as you keep at it, you'll eventually get some good strong hammer-ons. So at the beginning we have 1 and 2, 3, 4. Watch out in the third measure, we have a dotted quarter note, eighth note rhythm. So that's going to be 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 1. Now we have some hammer-ons on lower strings. So low E to G, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. A couple hammer-ons in a row here. Low E to G and then A to B. 1 and 2 and again, you don't want to do this. Although that does sound pretty cool, you want to play evenly. And then a dotted rhythm here. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. More hammer-ons here. Again, nice and even. 1 and 2, 3, 4. 3 and 4. Then hammer-ons from E to G just as at the beginning, easy for me to say. 1 and 2, 3, 4. And then E to G, B to D, G to A. And again, nice and even. We don't want this. We want this. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. At the bottom of page 6, we have number 6. It's marked bluesy, quarter equals 108, and it's in 4/4 time. Before we go through the exercise, let's look at the little example right above number 6. Here's what the example sounds like. So we have a hammer-on beginning with our first finger already down. We're hammering on from a C, first finger, to C sharp. And And we have a couple of those in a row. And our rhythm there is syncopated. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So in that measure, you're only picking the C, hammering on the C sharp, and then picking that A. Now that A you could play with your second finger or with your first finger if that's more comfortable after playing the C sharp. Doesn't really matter. You'll see that measure in the first measure of second line under where the A7 is. So that's what you play there. And again, watch the counting. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Now let's look at the beginning. We have a hammer-on from a G to a G sharp. So we have, and you do that 3 times in a row basically. So 1 and 2, 3, 4. And this rhythm here at the end of the first line, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Have a little accent on that E, or on that second E. That means you're supposed to play it a little louder. And a rhythm again is 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Once you've got that figured out, you can play the last measure of every line, because every line ends that way. And again, as I've been saying with all these hammer-ons, make sure you play evenly. You don't want to play this at the beginning. Nice and even. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Now here's our syncopated measure that we went over under where the A7 is in the beginning of line 2. So there's that syncopated rhythm also in the second measure of that line, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So under where the A7 is again, from the C to the C sharp, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And then these next two measures are like the first line. Third line, watch out for the staccatos. We don't have any hammer-ons for a couple measures, but we do have some staccato quarter notes. So that D to B, short notes, C to A, short notes. And remember, you can play your staccatos, you can cut those notes short with the finger down on this D. You just let up on the D with your left hand. You don't have to stop the string at all with your right hand. And now the B after that, you're going to either want to stop it with your left hand because it's an open note, or with your right hand just touch the string again. Sometimes I like to do both just for insurance. And then the C and the A in the next measure are both fingered notes, so you can just stop those or cut them short by taking pressure off the string. So where that B7 is, having trouble talking today, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And then we have music like we had in the first line. Your assignment is to practice the melodies on page 6, making sure you play those hammer-ons nice and evenly. As always, work on keeping a steady tempo by playing along with the video, or play to a metronome so you can choose your own tempo. And don't forget to order your own copy of Melody Guitar Book 3. I'll leave a link in the description. Take your time with this, and then when you're ready, I'll see you on page 7. We have a duet that includes, no big surprise, hammer-ons.